to be scary.
To not know what's going to happen.
Full of suspense.
I would expect there to be some shocks, twists and turns in the plots.
Your fear to be built up with music.
To be encapsulated by the film, driven in and taken in by it, not to have like a bit of a horror element. I think The Shining is one of the best thrillers that there was.
I expect to be entertained. Obviously I expect it to not be predictable.
To sort of be intrigued at what's happening in it, sort of like have a bit of sort of like mystery to what's going on, and I expect to see that in the trailer as well. Also lots of elements of horror, like things that shock me, stuff like that.
Explosions, cars.
They're really scary, they make your heart pounce and they just run adrenaline through you.
That's something that keeps me watching.
Okay, I think the thriller genre is more broad than other more narrow genres like horror or comedy, but a thriller, what I'd expect is something that evokes a really strong sense of suspense as part of whatever story it's telling, and then I'd think that would lead to me calling it more of a thriller.
Action, pace, love interest.
Sort of horror-y but not horror-y, and like dramatic expectations in a way.
If I'm watching a thriller, I expect it to be exciting, that it keeps me on the edge of my seat with loads of. I particularly like it when the plot twists, something that's just quite exciting.
A male hero, a woman hanging around.
A film that keeps me in suspense, that's got tension, that's got twists and turns and likely to make me jump and feel anxious, but exciting as well.
I expect to be thrilled, I expect to be scared. I'm a big fan of horror films, and one of the things that I expect from a horror or a thriller is for it to make me jump, but not in an obvious place, and it's all about what you can't see rather than what you can, so it's much more thrilling and scarier if you can't see anything, you can perhaps hear it or sense it, and that for me is really what a thriller's about.
Lots of fighting and weapons and rushing around and fast music.
Stuff that happens that isn't the main parts, like the character in the film might like trip over something that makes a loud noise, but that's not actually the thing that's the thriller.
My favourite subgenre is psychological thriller.
Usually a slower pace. You need to be a little bit more thoughtful and considered. They will expect a bit of intelligence from their viewers.
Alluring to the audience, what keeping suspense.
For example, my favourite film is Shutter Island, and it takes you somewhere in the end where you don't suspect.
I would like to be shocked by the films.
To see loads of posters outside cinemas and outside bus stops, and then you'd probably see loads of trailers on the internet and on YouTube and things like that.
Trailers with so many explosions in them and so many crashes that you can't count them.
But I expect it to all link together well.
I expect there to be links between the poster and the trailer. If it's based on a book, links with the book, but sometimes that means that the book ends up being better in those cases, but not all.
Magazine or a poster was like in the right kind of scheme.
Yeah, well, I'd probably watch a film if I'd seen posters of it, TV adverts, write-ups in magazines, or also probably if I'd read the book. I'd always read the book first and then watch the film second.
So obviously they don't show you everything, they only show you bits and pieces, so you'd obviously go and have to watch it.
People doing voiceovers in very deep voices because things are so significant. Shots of women looking sexy, shots of men looking sexy. Magazine covers with stars on them, and headlines like "The Real James Bond" or "The Real MI6."
By not giving the whole movie away.
To be instantly gripped by the trailer, for it to have little teasers of what the film is about.
Whereas what's in the book, however, sometimes you can see more in the film which the book doesn't show.
And like the fonts and pictures are relevant. And the language as well, like the language would have to be scary. I don't know what else.
By having dark and dreary colours, and in the poster would give us suspense about the movie.
Posters, advertisements and previews. Obviously the trailer's got a tease but not give away too much of the storyline, but maybe a little taste of what the actual main part of it is.
And stuff like that.